What's going on, everyone? My name is Ice. Today it's going to be a more laid back and chilled video. We're just going to go over the patch notes and kind of test the weapons to see how they perform now. This is version 1.02. This is the new patch, like I said, that just got released a few hours ago. So we're just going to take a look, see what got changed, and test some of the new weapons out. Up first, we have the Renetsu RF. Looks like it got an increase in attack power, rate of fire, and decreased reload time. It did suffer from low attack power and rate of fire, so I'm glad to see that get buffed. I thought the reload time wasn't that bad, but the decreased reload time should give it a nice buff as well. Next, we have the Curtis linear rifle. This got an increase in attack power and decreased reload time as well. Definitely the increased attack power is going to help it out a lot. It was a decent linear rifle, but it wasn't nothing to really write home about. So with that increased attack power, it should now be pretty decent. We'll have to test it to see, but I think it'll be pretty good now. Next, we have the Turner. The Turner was the generic assault rifle. It did have low attack power, but it looks like that got a buff as well in attack power, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. Looks like the common theme here is most of them are going to get a buff on decreased reload time, which, I mean, it can't hurt anything. The quicker you reload, the more DPS you can put out, so it's always good to see. The projectile speed on it was kind of poor. I'm glad that got a nice touch up. And just increasing the attack power should make it more viable now for more builds. So pretty good all around changes for that. Up next, we have the Scudder assault rifle. This also got an increase on attack power, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. The same is the Turner. So all around good changes. We'll have to play with that and see how it feels, but it should now be more powerful than it was before, which is always good. Next, we have the Rengetsu AR, the kind of like buff version of the Rengetsu RF. This looks like this got also an increase in attack power, projectile speed, and decreased reload time, as well as kind of like all the other rifles, it seems. Kind of the same common theme here. I found this rifle to be decent, but now with the buffs it should be pretty good. But again, we'll have to test and really see how it feels in game. Up next, we have the Ludlow. This was the machine gun. Looks like it got a buff on increased attack power, total rounds, projectile speed, decreased recoil, and reload time. The one main things about all the like SMGs and stuff in the machine guns were they did suffer from not having enough ammunition, and it was kind of hard to run light builds throughout like story missions and stuff, and especially like longer missions. So I'm glad to see that they kind of went through and buffed the SMGs here and gave them more rounds, so they're more viable now to use. The attack power and projectile speed is definitely nice. It's going to make it a lot more viable and going to make us be able to hit our targets quicker with that projectile speed buff. The decreased recoil and reload time. The reload time is really nice on it. The recoil, I didn't really think it had that much recoil, but a nice buff all around for the weapon. Up next, we have the Changchen. This is the one that had the more bullets in it, the kind of more heavy-duty SMG. This looks like this also got an increase in attack power, total rounds, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. So, like I said, it looks like a common theme here with the SMGs is all of them are going to get a buff to their total rounds, which is good because, like I said earlier, they really suffered from not having enough ammunition to do missions and stuff like that with. So it's definitely good to see that get buffed there, so you can use them now. The attack power is nice on it. Projectile speed, reload time, same thing as Ludlow. It's going to be a lot nicer to use now, and it's going to hit a lot harder. Up next, we have the Attribution burst machine gun. This is the kind of higher burstier DPS machine gun out of the three. Again, buff to its attack power, total rounds, projectile speed, and decreased reload time. Like I said, common theme with the total rounds. It's always nice to see. It's more viable now. You can use it. The attack power is pretty good. In my opinion, it was one of the better DPS ones, at least for burst DPS. And the projectile speed and decreased reload time is just going to be a nice little quality of life right there as well. Alright, that's pretty much all the weapon balance. The remaining things just like bug fixes and stuff, which you can read through, but I'm not going to do for this video because we're just here about the balance changes. So let's get in game and let's test these weapons and see how they feel now. We're going to be running the Rengetsu burst rifle first up, testing that out. I'm going to throw it on both hands here, and we are running the Wrecker arm just for that max recoil control. Alright, see how that's feel here. They actually don't feel bad. You can see that stagger bar going up a lot. I will say though that they fire slow, but the whole point of these is to charge them. So yeah, they're not bad. They hit pretty hard here, as you can see, and have pretty good stagger. Let's go ahead and reload both of them here. Let's try charging them. See, they're charged pretty quick here. I actually feel pretty good running back and forth like this. Okay. Feel pretty good. The changes definitely help a lot. You can see that attack power increase and rate of fire definitely helping. And as well as that reload time. If we go ahead and reload here, you can see we reload pretty quickly on them, which is definitely a nice change. Overall, I think the Rensetsu are in a pretty good state now, and I think they'll be pretty viable. Next up, we have the Curtis linear rifle. Let's try them out now. I will say they shoot a lot quicker. I don't know if it's just my memory not serving me correctly, but it feels like they have an attack speed increase on them. The damage is pretty good. You can see that stagger bar going up pretty quickly, and if we alternate firing here, we can stagger the enemy pretty easily, and that damage is pretty good as well. Overall, they feel pretty good just spamming them like this, not gonna lie. And like I said, that attack speed increase, it doesn't say it on the balance adjustments, but it definitely feels like they increased it. Let's go ahead and try charging it. Charges pretty quickly. And going back and forth charging them is definitely not that bad. Feels pretty good. You probably can definitely make a build with it with like some tetrapod or tank legs or something like that, so you're not going to be in place while firing them and you can keep moving and stuff like that. But yeah, they feel pretty good. Overall, pretty good change. I'm liking these linear rifles. Up next we have the Turner assault rifle. Let's see how these feel here. Overall, they fire pretty good. You can see their stagger is pretty good as well. Definitely that attack power increase is helping. Let's go out a little bit more. Let's see how that projectile speed increase feels. You can definitely see it traveling a lot quicker now, hitting the enemy. They do pretty good damage, honestly. The reload time definitely helps them as well to get back firing and keep up that DPS. Overall, I'm liking these changes on the Turner rifle. I think they're in a pretty good spot now. Up next, we have the Scudder assault rifle. Alright, let's test them out. Alright, they feel pretty good. See how they feel. Yeah, they feel good. I would say definitely nothing insane. I think the other rifles might feel a little bit better for staggering at least, but you can definitely see the DPS on these things are pretty crazy. And the reloading on them is pretty good too. They get a reload time decrease. Yeah, they feel pretty good now. Definitely when you stagger the enemy, you can see the DPS goes pretty crazy on these things. They can definitely do a lot of damage once the enemy is staggered. Staggering them, I would say the other rifles are probably better, but these ones are not bad either. Up next, we have the Rensetsu AR. This is the burst rifle, the upgraded version from the RF. Okay. I would say overall, still kind of disappointing. Nothing insane. I mean, it literally takes 2 mags each to shoot, so 4 in total just to stagger the enemy. So I would say definitely it is underwhelming, for sure, out of everything we've tested so far. And I would say that this probably is still going to be on like to not use pile. I think the other burst rifle, the RF, is just going to be better. Up next, we have the Ludlow machine guns. Now these, they get attack power and projectile speed and all that good stuff, and decrease recoil and reload time, so we'll definitely see how these feel here. Okay, they feel pretty good, honestly. That reload time definitely helps with them. The total round increase definitely is going to be nice when doing longer missions for sure. They feel pretty good, honestly. I think for lightweight builds, you're going to be pretty happy running these. They feel good. The attack power increase helps a lot. That reload speed helps a lot. And they're going to be more viable now for people that are playing through the game or playing through New Game Plus and stuff like that for sure. Up next, you have the Ching Chen, the one that has more rounds in the magazine compared to the Ludlow. So let's see how that compares. Let's try them out. Overall, I would say that the increased magazine definitely helps a lot. But as you can see, that recoil is kind of crazy on them. You see, because we're running the max recoil arms right now, and you can see that we're still missing shots. So I will say that up close, I think these are a little bit better to hit a stagger just because they have more ammo in the magazine. But the other ones do more damage, so you just got to choose which one you definitely want to go with. Last but not least, we have the Attribution. These are the burst machine guns. Now, I would expect these ones to do more damage and stagger quickly just because they're bursty, but we'll see. Yeah, I mean, you can see we are bursting the enemy down pretty quickly right now. Let's get a little bit further away here. But yeah, I mean, you can see that stagger bar just goes up crazy. Overall, I'm actually pretty happy with these. I think you can make some pretty cool lightweight builds with these. They seem pretty good. They do good damage, and they stagger the enemy pretty easily. Overall, I think the changes on these are well received, and I think they got a nice power increase. That's it for this video, guys. If you guys could hit that like and subscribe button, lets me know you're enjoying this type of content, lets me know to keep putting out stuff on Armor Core, and it helps with the YouTube algorithm. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day or night, depending on when you're viewing this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.